Hi everyone, I am Shelby Richens, and this is my learning interaction assignment. I did quite an extensive outline. As I was doing it, I thought, oh, this isn't really an outline. But anyways, I essentially just answered the questions, the reflective questions from the past three lessons. And what I wanted to share most with you was mostly things from week one, when it talked about the the levels of prevention. When I thought about what I would want to teach, what I would really want to work on, obviously the primary stage would be to teach families just protective measures of how to ensure the likelihood that their children will make good choices and have good relationships, not only with them but with their friends and with colleagues and things like that, that they can function well in the workplace, and obviously that they will be successful. Um, I know that this is the hope of every parent, but I feel like so many parents don't know how to do that. And obviously, I think one of the most important things is just having honest and open communication with your family. I mean, I can think of back when I was a child and I was too afraid to tell my mom or my dad things of mistakes that I had made. And I know that I wish that as a child, I wish that they would just listen to me and then go into calmly and rationally how I could have made better choices or to go about something just a different way. Um, I know that for me with my kids, I'm quick to, like my parents, to tell them what they did wrong. And I know that that's a mistake that I need to invite them to teach me and for me to show them how Christ would handle this situation. I always take it back that way. Just that if Heavenly Father were me right now, and my son just hit his brother, how would Heavenly Father react? I'm sure he wouldn't yell like I have in the past and often do, and put him in timeout. But I think Heavenly Father would really just sit and speak lovingly and from the heart, definitely telling him that that wasn't right, but to have no doubt in his mind that he is still loved. Um, um, Obviously, also another really important thing that my family was really great at growing up, and that I hope my husband and I can instill in our children, is the importance of family activities. Um, just the I am taking another class right now, and I did a case study analysis about a family who had a fire in their house, and they had just finished building this really great man cave, and it had burned totally irreparable. Priceless things were gone. Um, but they decided that after they had received insurance money that they weren't just going to build it again, because it wasn't really something that their entire family could enjoy. It was something that would actually separate them. And they wanted to create an environment where family activities, and not just family night, but just where the family could just enjoy one another, to grow closer with one another. And I think that is one of the most important things, most important protective measures that we can do to ensure that our children will feel our love and to have a greater understanding of what's most important in life. Secondary, to teach families to identify signs of disconnect in their children and how to act fast before it gets out of hand. I know, I mean, it's hard to say really what the right thing is to do, and that's where it's so important to really know your children and to develop that knowledge about the way that they work and the way that they think when they're young, so that when they get older and they do start to make um, choices that aren't consistent with house rules or beliefs or things like that, which all children do, that you can, jump on it really quick to make sure that it doesn't get out of hand, like I said. Um, and lastly, to teach families how to love and respect a wayward child without making the mistake of accepting things that you do not believe. Now, this is kind of a tricky one, but I always think of it in terms of um, having a child that has feelings of homosexuality, that child is still loved by God. He or she is still your child, and you still love them. But how hard it must be um, to show that love when their feelings are so involved in everything in their life that it completely changes everything. It changes um, just everything. And so there's a difference whether in your own family of accepting homosexuality, or not accepting, but respecting homosexuality, or just within the community. It's important to definitely show respect, and to accept the person, but not accept the act or the assumption of things that we don't believe as members of the church. Um, and it's tricky to do, but again, knowing your child and how they work and how they operate, I think is most important. And that's, again, what I would want to teach as a family life educator, to learn your child and figure out how they work. One other thing I wanted to share, in this week from, I think it was Appendix A, talked about it. When we were asked what type of approach we subscribe to, I chose the critical inquirer approach. My husband is a probation officer, and he works with adults. He wanted to work with juveniles, but he's been to lots of various education seminars and things like that on how to work with his probationers and things like that. And one method is called EPICS, and I think it's quite widely known, and there are various names and things like that that different places call it, I guess. But basically what it is he, as the educator, so to speak, simply asks the participant questions to help the participant to problem solve their own life, and to find ways to, or figure out what the real issue is. And then the educator can lead the discussion by asking different questions and things like that. And then once they figured out what the problem is, then the educator asks, well, how can you fix it? And the participant can answer, and then the educator can provide resources and help motivate them to achieve that. So that's what I really got from the past few weeks, and I really enjoyed learning more and figuring out more of how I would work as a family life educator. Thanks.